Hey, I'm Brian the Grizzly, and welcome to The Rewind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, it worked. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday for y'all. It's still Friday for me right now, but we're here at The Rewind. We have to do this as recorded because I shocked this man and told him I had to do something Saturday mornings. He was like, cool, let's record. So we still wanted to be here with you guys with your cereal, your milk, get your French toast, your waffles all ready to go. But still got to do the same topics, but now we just want to have you guys in chat as much. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe, put all your stuff in chat. Everything will be answered right away. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And man, I can't wait. I'm so happy that I could be here once again with Nzo, even though he's a first-rate hater. So it is what it is. What's up, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You see, I just let you go and do your little rah 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 talking with all that hater stuff and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? But everybody in the chat, you guys know that Anzo is on point when he says
you are wrong. All of you are wrong.
Okay, so this is what we're doing here. All right, cool. I got you. All right, I got you. Revenge, you did tell me that when we got back on the show, you had some stuff for me. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the real one you wanted uploaded, so I win.
Because I will show you the video. I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks to do it for him live, but man, it's such a good one. I'm so mad. Yeah, I had him, literally a video of him, had him moving around, talking, saying crazy stuff. It's awesome. I cannot wait to be able to show it to you, but we will look at it Monday. But for now, let's go ahead and get to our first topic.
Let's do it.
First topic, we will talk about the Hulk, guys. I cannot wait for it to see the movie in was it June next year? I believe it's June. June or July next year, we're going to see Spider-Man finally. But we were seeing after Mark Ruffalo was spotted on the Spider-Man Brand New Day set, fans think they know what the Hulk will be up to. Let me just read through this article real quick. When you purchase through the links, damn it, that's why I didn't want to say that. Okay. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a well-oiled machine, ones that are constantly releasing new content in theaters and streaming with Disney Plus subscription. One of the most anticipated upcoming Marvel movies is Destin Daniel Cretton's Spider-Man Brand New Day, especially thanks to the inclusion of other heroes like the Punisher and the Hulk. Mark Ruffalo was spotted on set, and now fans think they know what's going on with Bruce Banner when he returns to the big screen. What we know about Spider-Man Brand New Day is extremely limited, which why fans are filling in the blanks with rumors and theories about what's coming on set. From via Screen Rant shows Bruce Banner on a stretcher looking disoriented, and some fans think this is evidence that the OG Savage Hulk might return, rather than Smart Hulk, which was introduced in Avengers Endgame and She-Hulk. This is just a theory at this point, so take it with a grain of salt. But it might be possible that Bruce Banner just got injured and Smart Hulk could be there to stay. But having Spider-Man go against the original Hulk on the big screen would be thrilling action sequence for him raging through New York City. Okay, that's what this is saying. But I'm going to say a few things. Well, first, we got to remember that Kingpin is still mayor of New York. All right, so he's still running that. The Department of Damage Control is supposed to have a device that's going to stop the Hulk, Bruce Banner, from becoming the Hulk. That's what the whole room is about. So you see, they're going to put something on him on his wrist or something like that on his ankle that's going to stop him from becoming the Hulk. Why would you put the Hulk, the guy who could turn into the Hulk, on a gurney and wheel him out, put him in an ambulance? Why would you take the chance of doing that, right? You're going to kill somebody unless you could guarantee that he's not going to turn into the Hulk, okay? We already remember that the government, since the first Hulk movie, has been trying to find a way to control him as a weapon. And after the whole Red Hulk stuff we had in Brand New Day, they're going to be trying to figure this thing out. I think they have a device that stops him from becoming the Hulk. That's why he's, on the stretcher being wheeled into the ambulance. I'm going to guess that Mr. Negative is controlling Smart Hulk, making him turn to Savage Hulk, which makes the government pull out the device, put it on Bruce Banner. They're willing him out because of all the stuff that he's done. I think on that same screen, if you saw the articles talking about the picture, there's a hole in the middle of the wall that I'm pretty sure he smashed through. So that's my take on it. What do you think, Hanzo?
Ah, I listen, man. I'm like, okay, you're gonna finally give us a Savage Hulk, a Hulk that I've been trying to get, but you're having him go up against Punisher and Spider Man.
Yeah.
Like, no, when we really do Savage Hulk is an Avengers level event, guys. All right. Like, when you really think about it in the comics and everything, he is an Avengers level event. So, if they're going to just have Spider-Man and Punisher dealing with the Hulk some sort of way, and I'm just not gonna like it. I'm really not gonna like it because for me, Hulk has always been my favorite character. And
Mhm.
if you don't do him right, especially if you're gonna do Savage Hulk, then you lose me. And they haven't done Hulk right yet. I think the Incredible Hulk, the movie The Incredible Hulk, that was the best iteration of the Hulk that we have. The way he looked and everything, but even in that, he kind of had a problem with
The one Ed
Abomination.
Norton?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Ed
yeah,
Norton, yeah.
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 I think like that's the Hulk. That's how you should have made him look. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm just not excited to see Hulk be beaten by Spider-Man and Punisher.
What if I told you that we know that he's too powerful to go against anyone? So that's why they're having this bracelet on him or this cuff on him that stops him from becoming the Hulk. That's the only way they can stop him. Because when he's Savage Hulk, and Savage Hulk is the original Hulk, the one you just said,
Mhm.
the Ed Norton,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's who he is.
yeah,
We're talking about that one.
yeah.
If he goes into that type of rant, there's no one on earth that should stop him. There's only one guy that could even phase with him.
Mhm.
But that's Thor. He's not gonna be in this movie. So, but what if it's because you kind of go on the humanity side and do it that way to get him off the planet, so you could go ahead and get World War Hulk.
Well, yeah, they're definitely going to do that. But here's the issue that I have with that too, right? It's like, so you're going to give us, I guess, start off as Professor Hulk, then he goes Savage Hulk, then he goes back to Professor Hulk. You know what I'm saying?
I think with it. So I believe at the beginning of this movie he'll be Professor Hulk. Then
Hmm.
you'll get Mr. Negative controlling him, turning him into Savage Hulk. Then they find a way to put the bracelet on him. He turns into Bruce Banner. And then
Hmm.
Bruce realizes he doesn't want to deal with that. Or Mr. Negative figures out a way to take off the bracelet and we get Savage Hulk again. And then we have to push him off, kick him off the planet in some way, so keep him away from Spider-Man and Punisher. I mean, and to be fair, Spider-Man is one of the strongest MCU characters of all time, too. Pound for pound, he's just as strong as anyone else. He can't beat the Hulk, but maybe he can contain him for long enough to get him off the planet.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think Spider-Man is very strong. I think, and if you see some of the fights in the comic, Spider-Man holds his own because of his agility, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. He holds his own because of his agility. But for me, at the end of the day, it usually ends up, Hulk doing Hulk stuff, right? And I think this movie is just gonna end up with now. If they do it in a way that makes sense, I'm fine with it, right? I'm okay with it. I don't have faith in what they've done with the Hulk, so I'm
Do you
worried
remember
about
the
what.
Punisher and that Punisher's it's basically in the Captain America type of suit?
Hmm.
And that's the only way you can go against the Hulk. You can't do it, mano y mano. But they put him
Yeah.
in the Punisher suit, and then all of a sudden he's going against the Hulk, and he doesn't win. They do it just enough so he can just get him onto a spaceship. They get
Hmm.
him with some knockout gas,
Hmm.
get him off the planet.
But you see, and again, that's where my problem is because we've seen just enough to get Hulk to stop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see unstoppable Hulk to the point where, like you said, because they're probably going to do the send him to another planet so we can get Planet Hulk, right? But the way they do it in the comic makes so much more sense because they couldn't stop him. So they had to like kind of to me it seems like they're just gonna like, oh, you know, Bruce Banner, okay, let's do it, boom, throw him off there. Like, I don't know. I just don't think that I don't have enough faith in them to do it properly yet. That's my problem.
I can understand that. I mean, we saw She-Hulk, we saw Scar. That was probably the most embarrassing thing I ever seen for a Hulk
100%
ever. Like, you don't do that to Scar. Like, what? Why would they even think that this is okay? I mean, it looked so terrible. I was embarrassed for them. I worry about everything they've done with Hulk since Ed Norton's been gone. I just think they depowered them because Hulk in itself, if you have a team with Hulk and Thor, what villain are you going to use? Like,
facts.
You send them two out there and say, all right, go kill them all. That, so they had to depower Hulk and, get him off, planet or just make him weaker than he really should be. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at. They've done Hulk so poorly that I'm kind of just saying, hopefully you can figure something out. Hopefully you take one step back to have 3 steps forward. Because I think they have to get rid of him again because I don't think Dr. Doom can deal with Hulk too. Or maybe you use Dr. Doom and you kill his family. Maybe Scar gets killed. That's a lot of comic books that you're losing, but maybe Scar gets killed in this world. And then when we go back to, Secret War, when we have Battle World, you have another Scar. You have a different iteration of the Hulk or something like that. He's able to kind of bridge the gaps.
Well, you heard it, and again, it's a rumor, guys, but it's supposed to be Maestro Hulk that's working with Dr. Doom.
Yep. Yeah.
So maybe we get
King
that
Thanos.
version, Yeah, King Thanos as well. Yeah. If they do that, I'm down.
What if Maestro Hulk is Savage Hulk that they send off planet? He goes somewhere, gets so pissed off, figures out a way to be Smart Hulk and Savage Hulk together, and you get Maestro Hulk. What if that's what happens when they go off world?
You know what? That kind of makes sense because we were talking about how it could lead up to a Planet Hulk movie, right? But if they do a Planet Hulk movie, it has to be different because we already seen half a Planet Hulk in Ragnarok, right? So it has to be done totally different. So yeah, I could see them doing something like that.
Yeah,
I could do something like that.
I'm hoping that this would be the first step in the right direction. Hopefully it's someone that understands and cares about the content and gives us the real Hulk. Make Hulk again.
Yes.
Let's have the guy that's green that is menacing, is the strongest of all the MCU characters. I like Thor, but I can understand people saying Hulk is that guy. I don't want to start this argument because there's too many comic books that Thor wins instead of.
I know that you did want to start the argument. You did want to start the argument because you just said that, right? You could have left it alone.
I was going to leave it alone, and all I heard in my mind was do it. That's all. That's all I heard.
Listen. I know you all seen the Hulk versus Thor cartoon, right? Hulk kills Thor in that cartoon. I'm saying
9 comic books that Thor beats Hulk.
You know what? One of these days we're gonna have I want to see the comic book. I want the page and all of that shit.
You're gonna do a Hulk
100%. See, you got me cursing on the show too, right? I try to keep my cursing to a minimum, but now you start talking this blasphemy stuff. I got cursed because Brian ticked me off. He knew what he was doing.
All right, guys. Let us know what you guys think about this whole Hulk. What do you want for Bruce Banner? Do you want them to have Savage Hulk? Do you want to get Maestro? Do you want Maestro to be the same Hulk from this universe that's pissed off about all the things he's been treated wrong? Is that what you want? Or do you want something totally different, or them to just give us the real Hulk all the way? Let us know what you guys like this video. Subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking about, and join us on Saturday mornings for the Rewind. But we're going on to our next topic.
All right, guys, we are back with our second topic. And this one is something that's very interesting because I think we're going to have a lot to say about it when we get to the last topic. So you better make sure you stay tuned for that one. But this is pretty much James Gunn rules out Darkseid as the big bad for the DCU universe because Zack Snyder did it so cool in his way and Thanos in Marvel. So we'll read the article and then we'll get to our thoughts and opinions on it. James Gunn has officially ruled out fielding DC Universe building towards Darkseid as the big bad. In a joint interview with a number of YouTube channels, and before I continue, come on, James Gunn, give us an interview. Give us
Exactly.
an interview, James Gunn. You're giving everybody else one. Come see over here to the Rewind where me and Brian can, ask you some questions. The
Oh, I
real
got some good
questions.
questions. I got some real good questions too.
That's right.
It's gonna be so bad that you're not gonna want to talk to me. So never mind. Come and talk to me. You're good.
You know what? Maybe we'll skip Brian and just come and do it with me. Because we'll probably
Might be a
never
better
get another
idea
one again.
because I won't be asking about Static Shock.
Uh, so, in a joint interview with a number of YouTube channels that focus on Easter eggs, breakdowns, and superhero franchises, James Gunn said that because director Zack Snyder had intended or even briefly featured Darkseid as the DCEU's overarching enemy, and because of the character's similarity to Marvel's Thanos and DC was looking for elsewhere. Responding to the question from New Rockstars Eric Voss and Screen Crush's Heather Antos and Ryan Airy, Gunn said, yeah, Gunn said using Darkseid as the big bad right now is not necessarily the thing. The suggestion that Darkseid might have been the DCU's big bad emerged after ending of Peacemaker season 2. So you guys saw what happened with Peacemaker season 2, so we don't really need to get into that. Had to do with the salvation plot line, and I think Darkseid is a big thing with that in the comic book, but Brian will give you more details on that if you want to know. But let me ask you this, Brian, what are your thoughts on Darkseid not being the big bad?
I think it's a mistake.
Ooh.
I actually
Okay.
think what they did. I mean, I didn't enjoy the finale of Peacemaker, but I feel like he really set up salvation, right? And I feel like you have to have Darkseid as the overarching villain because I mean he's looking for someone to take over, be the new god of a certain realm. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it could be totally different than Zack Snyder. You can do it your own way. So I feel like you need to have that really overarching villain, and I think he's perfect for it. And I feel like you set it up so much. But James Gunn is a comic book fan. I definitely agree with that. I think he can make the right choices. But I don't know if he can make it all happen,
Execute
make it
them.
all work, execute it all. So that's my questioning. I think Darkseid is a much easier way to execute it all, especially for the first go round for this.
That's interesting because I have a little bit of a different take than you. Now, I do agree with you. You're setting up this salvation stuff. And from what I've been reading, it's like you have no intentions of doing anything with it right now. That's crazy. Don't set up an arc if you don't plan to do anything with it for like 10 years down the line. You know what I mean? That's just dumb to me, right? Because by the time you go back to it, people are gonna be like, yeah, do we really
What
care about
happened
this stuff
again?
anymore? Yeah,
Yeah, does that
exactly.
matter anymore?
Exactly. Exactly. But for Darkseid not being the big bad right now, I'm okay with that. Not because of the Zack Snyder did it so cool, because I did like the way Darkseid looked in the Zack Snyder, and not because he looks like Thanos. Because I think you wait, right? You do all these other villains first, and then maybe in the third phase or something, now you bring in Darkseid, right? I think Marvel's big mistake was their first whole phase had to do with whoa.
What the hell, dude?
There you go. All right, so
come
yeah, so I think I think Marvel what they did was, the first full phases was about Thanos. And then once they got rid of Thanos, they had no direction. We seen where
Mhm.
everything went after the Endgame saga, right? We seen what happened after that. Now they're going to the Secret War stuff, but you could have had a whole another 10 years if you had the Secret Wars and Doomsday stuff set up like you did with the first stuff. You know what I mean? Like you could have had that, but after that stuff, none of those movies worked. Well, we gotta get rid of Kang, and now we gotta do the
Doctor
Dark
Doom.
Side Secret War stuff, right? We got to do
Mhm.
all of that. So I think James Gunn not using Darkseid right now might be a good thing. You could be correct to where it's like you still need to have him as a overarching, but I think you could do it like 5 years from now. You have
No,
one big arc for the first Justice League, and maybe in the third one, that's when you have them fight Darkseid.
yeah, I think he needs to be the overarching villain no matter what. If you're saying that he's not going to be the overarching villain, then that's a problem. I think if you it doesn't mean you have to do it right now because I don't want them to rush Justice League. I want to have a standalone. You know, we're going to have Supergirl. Let's get a Wonder Woman. Let's give me a Batman. Let's figure out if we're going to do the Flash. Give me some standalone movies to kind of build these characters up. Give me a second Superman movie. You know, let's build it up so you can push it out. But it doesn't mean that he can't be the overarching villain. I still need Darkseid to be that guy. I don't want him to not be the guy, and you not to have a good villain that connects all of them to get us to the Justice League. I just don't think you need to rush it. I think that's
I
too
know. I
different.
agree.
Go slowly, but still have Darkseid be the dude.
I agree with you with that, but again, where I say it, I was like, if you and again, we're gonna get into a lot of the stuff in the last topic, but I'm saying if you have this plan to where let's say 20, 30 years you're planning on doing, because I don't know how old James Gunn is, I don't know how long you could do it, but let's just say 20 years, right? 20 years of doing DCEU, right? First 10 years, you give us a overarching villain that's not Darkseid. Last 10 years, the overarching villain is Darkseid. Sooner or later, he has to be the overarching villain. It's just that, right? But I think you can do it in for example, like the second phases after the big bad of the first one, right? So because
No,
Doctor Doom should have been, since they even if you were doing the Kang stuff, Doctor Doom should have been the overarching villain of the next phases after Endgame, right? So you have the Kang stuff in between that, blah blah blah, but Doctor Doom is the overall villain. Now, if they had
that's
Doctor
not what I
Doom
want.
in the
That's not
huh?
what I want. That's not what I want.
What do you mean?
I actually wanted Kang to be the overarching villain,
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me
and
too.
then it goes right into Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, me too. 100%.
Because
100%. But I'm
because
saying
now
that because they didn't do
you're
the
going
Kang, right? So yeah.
because they're wrong. You were
Yeah.
wrong. Oh,
Facts.
you were wrong. Because
Facts.
if they would have
100%.
stayed with Kang, it would have made so much more sense. Now we got time travel. Now we get back down to Apocalypse, and then now it can make sense going to X-Men. That's what it should have been. But whatever. Now that we go on to Doctor Doom, cool. Whatever.
So that's what I could say to you too, right? You could even had Apocalypse as the overall villain, right?
Mhm.
You do 10 years and then it ends up to them fighting Apocalypse, kind of like you did with Thanos. Now I know you don't want to do rinse and repeat. I get that 100%. So what they could have did differently is had Darkseid, instead of just being end credit scenes like Thanos was, you could have had Darkseid in certain movies and not have him get beat. You know what I mean? Right? So that when it gets to the point they realize we have to fight him this way because he's fought Wolverine or the X-Men by himself, he's fought the Avengers, and he's beat them all. So the only way to beat him is for us to come together, right? You don't have to have him in all the movies, but you could have had him in like periodically to show how powerful he is, and then and that makes it different because you're showing him and he's not just an end credit things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he could be part of the movie, but without being the main villain of each movie. I think he need to be overarching villain, but without being the main villain. He's going to be the main villain in a Justice League thing because he's just that
Yes.
powerful, So I think that's kind of where we're going with. And if he's saying that he doesn't want Darkseid to be part of it, I think that's a misstep. I think you should still use Darkseid and don't worry about what Marvel's doing.
I agree.
Use your great villains.
agree.
I'm saying, you can
I
have
agree.
Darkseid. Maybe you keep it grounded. Maybe that's what maybe James Gunn's going to grounded. I know you hate that word.
No, let's not do that. No, let's
I
not
know
do
you
that.
hate that word, but maybe you're gonna take Lex and Joker coming together. Maybe that's the big villains, Lex and Joker coming together to be this great problem for all of them.
So I think I think the overall villain, what they want to probably do lead to is like the Injustice League versus the Justice League kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's where they're probably going to go with that, with
That's what
all
they
the
do in the
Lex
comic
Luthor
books.
stuff and stuff. Right. So I'm okay with that if that's the overall arch you want to go with. But again, like I said, we're saying the same things. I'm just saying I'm okay if they do it in the second half of his career or whatever. You know what I mean? But sooner or later, you have to bring in Darkseid.
Agreed. Agreed. I don't disagree with you. I think that's what you have to go towards. And if you don't do that, I think you're going to have a mistake. You're going to have literally, it's going to be a problem. And you might
Mhm.
lose your fan base if you don't have good villains. I think villains are just as important as the heroes. Great villains that people
100%.
can be afraid of, that can understand where they're coming from, that are not anti-heroes, they are villains.
Hmm.
I think that's what you need. So,
Absolutely.
that's my opinion.
100%. And stop making your villains anti-heroes. But
Mhm.
guys, let us know what you think in the chat. Do you think James Gunn is making a mistake by not using Darkseid, or are you like me where you said, you know what, we can have him later on just as long as you use him? And like Brian said earlier, subscribe to our channels. Make sure to check us out live on Saturday at 10 EST. I know this is a video, but we will be back. Don't worry about that. Now we move on to the next topic.
It's only my fault, guys. It's all right. All right, guys. It's Saturday, right? So we have It's coming out. Welcome to Dairy coming out tomorrow, already on HBO. So since we have this coming out, I figured we will watch the trailer, react to it real quick, and keep it going. So without any ado, I'm going to hit play, and you guys tell me what you guys think. All right, here we go. All right, so I don't know why it's doing all that. I'm gonna hit play. I want to do that. Just cut right to it.
Yeah.
Again, if I had, because I have 15 tabs open at the same time, maybe that might be doing it.
Mhm.
So hit play.
That looks fire. I'm sorry, that looks fire.
I don't. This is why I don't do clowns, right there, guys. That's why I don't do clowns. I don't
You
do
guys
these things.
know
These are the reasons why you guys are like, bro, why don't you like scary movies? So this is why right here. Like this.
if this wasn't the rewind, I would have had some words for Brian right now. I would have been calling him a certain word that rhymes with Regina. You know what I mean? But yeah, um, I am so down for this. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of horror stuff that I love. The only problem that I may have is I think Skarsgård did a really good job in the movies, and I don't think it's him that's playing the clown in this one, right?
I think it is.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. So if it's him, then good job. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm down.
dude.
I'm down.
So I'm gonna watch this because I have to do it for the channel. Because this is probably one of the better things that's gonna come out. And you know what? If you're gonna be a punk on Halloween, you don't deserve to have a costume or none of that stuff. So I'm going to watch it, but I'm literally gonna be watching it behind like some blinds or something like that, or like this, like because I don't like clowns, but I'm not afraid of clowns because I could punch a clown in the face. But ghost clown, bro, you get into a different realm of things I don't want to deal with. I told you,
40-year-old,
if I
six
believe in
foot
heaven,
six
I
black
gotta
man.
believe in hell. So I don't want to deal with no damn clowns. F clowns. That's what I'm saying right there.
40-year-old, 6'6" black man scared of some damn clowns.
Hey, I'm the
Mm-mm.
dude that when you in the middle of Canada, you hear a noise. Hey, what was that? I was just the guy who's gonna run to go check it out. I'm the dude in the
Oh no,
car
I'm
going the
still
other way.
black, bro.
Oh,
No, I'm still
no.
black. I ain't doing that. No, I'm still black, man. I ain't running towards nothing. I'm running away from something. I just ain't scared. You know what I mean? Now put it in my face like that, then maybe you have a different story. But yeah, no. I'm just saying, I personally love horror movies, right? And it goes back to my days of being a kid where I used to they used to scare the crap out of me. Like I ain't gonna lie, man, I'd be sleeping with my nightlight on, and you know what I mean, like head under the covers and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. But I liked that feeling. You know what I mean? I liked the feeling of being scared and stuff like that. So now I know I'm older, I'm not gonna be scared like that. But at the same time, I still love those old, like those real horror movies type of things, like real horror movies. Horror movies that give you jump scares. You know what I mean? You ain't expect nothing to boom. Like, oh, I think they need to go back to that. Get rid of all the gore stuff and start giving us more jump scares in movies. Yeah, I'm down for that.
You want to know the scariest part of this whole movie? Being the only black kid in town. Being the only black
Yeah.
family in town.
Yeah.
Talking about the scariest scene I saw in this thing was it said Shawshank Penitentiary. I was scared shitless. That's when I was real scared. Y'all can have that clown. I'm talking about Shawshank, the second greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't care if it's Andy Dufresne. I don't want to care. I want to talk about nobody. I don't want to talk about no clowns. I don't want to talk about no Jim Crow South. I don't want nothing to do with it. But I'll watch it anyway because I got to, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel you, brother. 100%. Now, I can't wait to see if Brian actually finishes the series, right? Maybe he gets too scary for him. He's like, nah, I can't do this anymore, right? You guys will know when you see they do the Spoil King show and they start to talk about it and Brian disappears.
I hosted.
Yes. Yes, because he didn't finish watching the show.
It
He
looks
couldn't do
good,
it.
but I say I'm scared of these things, but then I love Stranger Things. So like, there's certain things that I don't mind seeing. So I think this is going to be one of those things that I want to see, want to know what's happening. And it's Halloween. If I want to be scared at any time, it's going to be then. That's it. But still, F clowns. This is it, man. Look, we all know I'm scared of all these things, but what do you guys think about? Are you really interested in Welcome to Derry? It is one of the all-time great scary movies. It's gonna have jump scares, you're gonna have all the crazy things. I want to see it through my fingers. Anzo's gonna watch it like a regular. What do you guys think? Do you think this is gonna be a great one? Are you gonna be there for HBO Max on October 26th? You're gonna be there at nighttime trying to watch it? Let us know. Hit the comments in there. Let us know what's going on. Like the video. Let us know what you think about it. Welcome to Derry. Right now, we're gonna get to our next topic. I just want to throw this in there. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Choose it. What is up, guys? We are back with our next topic, and this one is about Star Wars. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard the rumblings that were going on, but Kylo Ren actually wanted to do another Star Wars movie. He wanted to do more stuff with Star Wars, and we're going to read this article to let the guys know what Disney actually said about it. So, let's read this one right here. It says, report: The Hunt for Ben Solo had a greenlit script before Disney killed it.
Damn.
So, yeah, exactly, right? Adam Driver and Steve Soderbergh's Star Wars movie was allegedly much further along than we thought before it met the same fate Ben did in Rise of Skywalker. So earlier this week, yeah, facts, 100%. Trash. Earlier this week, Adam Driver sent a disturbance through the Force when he revealed The Hunt for Ben Solo, a Star Wars film developed by himself and director Steven Soderbergh and screenwriter Scott Z. Burns, which the actor said was backed by Lucasfilm but ultimately scrapped by Disney executives Bob Iger and Alan Bergman. However, a new report twists the lightsaber in a bit further, alleging that the movie had made significant headway into initial development before it was killed. Playlist reports that the hunt for Ben Solo, which would have been set after the events of Rise of the Skywalker and resurrected the tutelar character after he seemingly sacrificed himself to resurrect Rey, purportedly had received an initial green light from Lucasfilm when it was then offered to Disney executives for approval. What What that meant was that the film, allegedly developed under the code name Quiet Leaves, had a finalized script in place and was
Mm,
entering early phases of staffing and
mm,
pre-production planning after Lucasfilm itself had given the studio's approval. At that point, Disney had already purchased a beat sheet, a document providing a broad chronicle guideline of the planned events and emotional beats of the story to guide the eventual screenplay from Soderbergh and his wife, Julia Asner, the latter writing under the pen name Rebecca Blunt. At that point, Blunt, who had previously been involved in Star Wars on alliterations of the Rogue One script before eventual Andor showrunner Tony Gilroy was brought into the project, was reportedly paid more than any screenwriter in Lucas history, according to a playlist
mm.
to write the script.
Yo, this is getting
Lucas
worse and worse, bro.
Oh, wait till you find out why they canceled it, right? Lucasfilm, which was at the stage, had not yet been entered production on a new Star Wars film after the release of Rise of Skywalker in 2019. Allegedly, only waited until The Hunt for Ben Solo was considered ready to begin filming before presenting it to Disney with a final script, budget, and proposed start date, only for Iger and Berman to reject it, citing confusion about the survival of the redeemed Kylo Ren. So basically, what
What
the
the hell?
article is saying is the reason why they canceled the script is because they couldn't get it around their little heads as to why Ben Solo was still alive. So I'm going to tell you why he was still alive, because killing himself to resurrect Frey was stupid. It was dumb.
Oh my god. Ah.
That is why they can't wrap their minds around that little head of theirs. What are we doing here, Brian? What are your thoughts?
So I'm a little confused about this whole thing. So it's the fact that Lucasfilm, that means Kathy Kennedy, went through it, said yes. All of them, they had budget, they had final script, they had everything already good. So, and I think I read a report that Driver was working on this since 2021. So he's been working on it for 4 years, even though everyone thought that he would never do another Star Wars movie. But he was actually in development for another Star Wars movie for him. So he worked for 4 years, and then Iger just squashed it, even
Yep.
though Kathleen Kennedy's supposed to be the leader and the one who runs Lucasfilm, and they had the budget and had all of it already done. Dude, this is a problem, and this is a bad decision.
100%. Because you couldn't wrap your little head around why Kylo Ren was alive, but him resurrecting Rey after she died was okay, right? That was fine. Oh yeah, I understand that. But no, it's a Star Wars universe. There is absolutely no reason as to why you shouldn't have been able to do this. It's dumb, right? Now, I don't know what this
Let me read.
movie would
No,
have been like.
before you say that, let me read this part because I think this is really interesting. I want you to know this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, in the aftermath of the HFBS situation, I asked Kathleen Kennedy if LFL had ever turned into a finished movie, turned in a finished movie with script and green lit from Disney and had it rejected. The account continued. She said no. This was the first time this ever happened. Playlist further
Yes.
noted that the reason for both Driver and Soderbergh having felt comfortable discussing Hunt for Bill Solo this week is that in spite of positive fan reaction up to the idea, both actor and director firmly believe that the project is permanently dead, and they are no longer bound to any related disclosure agreements. So there's no leak here. This will never happen. They'll never see the light of day.
Yeah. And it's dumb. Now, I personally don't know if this movie was going to be good or not. I don't know because I don't have faith in what Star Wars is doing right now. I really don't. I don't have faith in them. But at the same time, I mean, what they did to Kylo Ren was a travesty. I'm sorry, but you could have had a great character and he was He wasn't good. I didn't like him at all. I thought in Force Awakens he was a whiny little girl. Like he just whined all the time. You know what I mean? And then I think he got a little bit better in sorry. I think he got a little bit better in The Last Jedi as a like, an antagonist, a little bit better. Not much because I liked his aggression in some of that. I just didn't again, I didn't like what they did with that movie either, you know? And then he was trash in Last Jedi. So I don't know, man. If they could have did something with
Last Skywalker is
Last
like
Skywalker, yeah. Last Jedi.
somehow the Emperor returns.
You know what I mean? Like he was horrible in that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if they were gonna do something that could possibly have redeemed the character, it's Star Wars. You could have found so many ways to bring him back to life. It didn't matter. You could have said he didn't even die. Right? You could have just said that. You just said he didn't die, right? It seemed like he died at the end of that movie, but he didn't die. Something happened where he survived. I don't know, whatever. But man, you're
Did you
right.
see a
It's a huge
body?
mistake. Exactly.
Did you see a body?
Exactly.
So I'm just saying
Exactly.
you can just go with it. It's funny
Mhm.
because I'm saying that, but I believe the sequels are the worst thing that Star Wars has ever put out, and
Guaranteed.
I think what Bob Iger is actually saying is that I don't want anyone to ever remember that these movies were ever made.
I
My
can see
goal
that
in
too.
life is to just say this never happened. I'm not going to acknowledge anything they did. I don't want The Last Jedi when they just totally wrote Finn off and they just
Mhm.
made him basically not even a good character or ancillary character. I think Bob Iger says he just doesn't want to double down on it. So
Yeah,
as
I can
much as
see
I think
that.
it's a good idea, just say, you know what, but you're going to open up a wound that's almost closing. And they already have Mandalorian and Grogu. They already have what they're going to go with Starfighter. I think that's what they're doing, and they don't want to go even revisit that ish. I think that's
Ah,
what's going on.
but here's the problem with that, Brian. We got a Ray movie coming. You know what I mean? So they do want to revisit it. We got a Ray movie coming. So what, you telling me we couldn't get a Kylo movie?
I don't
It's
want none
because
of that
they
movie. I think they just
no,
need to
neither do
rewrite
I.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, neither do I. I don't want any of it because I think it's like, oh, we can't have a Kylo movie, but yeah, we could do Ray because everybody loves Ray. No, the hell we don't. I would have preferred Kylo over Ray. Yes, I'll prefer Kylo
I
movie
prefer
over Ray
Finn. How
movie.
about that?
Oh, I prefer Finn over all of them, right? I pre- but if I was John Boyega, I wouldn't want to come back to Star
Me
Wars
either.
either. You know what I mean?
I was John Boy guy. I said, F them. Forget you guys the way you
Because
treated me. They had the script. They knew what the story was supposed to be, and they just screwed him over and basically wrote him out of the damn story. Has made him an ancillary character. That was bull.
we both know there is no way the pitch that was like, oh yeah, we want you to play Finn, but this is what Finn's character is going to be over the movies. There's no way he's saying yes. That's
You are a
definitely not the
space
pitch he got.
garbage man. How you like
You know
that?
what I mean? Facts. That is so not the pitch he got. They probably said, "Yeah, this is what it is, but you're gonna be something special going forward. Don't worry
Mhm.
about that." And then they switched
You'll
all
be
of
the
that crap up.
you'll be another black Jedi. You are literally
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be like Samuel L.
yeah, yeah.
Jackson. You're going to be on that level of a character, and then they just wrote him off. So part of me
Listen,
in the back of my mind is saying F them. And I'm agreeing with Bob Iger. Forget it.
mhm.
Let's not even revisit this thing. You're not going to be able to make it worth anything. What they did in The Last Jedi was so much of a travesty. It made no sense. The villain, they killed off the villain. They made Ben and Ray, this connection. They forgot about Finn. They did so many bad things that I'm just like, man, whatever. So if you
Agree.
want to get rid of this and you don't want to ever even acknowledge the sequels, then I say do it.
I'm right there with you. You know what I mean? Even the Ray movie, nobody wants that. It's gonna flop. There is no doubt in my mind that the Ray movie is gonna flop unless they do something that in a trailer, something to show us something that people have been waiting for, and they're only gonna watch because of that and not because of Ray, because that's the only way you're able to do it if it's some sort of gimmick. But other than that, nobody wants to see this damn Ray movie.
What'd you think if this Ray movie happens and the only way. It's a shocking. We get a trailer, and then at the end of the trailer, you see John Boyega
Man,
walk as Finn.
oh, I was gonna say worse. You see, like some old ass Mace Windu walk around. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'll be okay with Mace. I'll be okay with John. I will be okay with any of those characters. Give me some of that. Maybe I could start to look at it and not hate it as much. But I also feel like they did so bad with Ben Solo. I don't necessarily want them to do it again because I just don't trust them. It's the same thing you just said. You don't trust someone. I don't trust Star Wars. I don't trust any of them. So if it's not coming from Lucasfilm, if it's not really coming from John Favreau, if we're not getting any of that information, not any from them, then I don't want it. I don't want it.
Agreed. 100%. I am right there with you. If you're gonna ruin, because you've been ruining Star Wars, and I think John Favreau and the name slipping my mind. What's his name?
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. That's what same thing
Yeah,
happened to me.
yeah. I think those guys, they know Star Wars, and even though I think Mandalorian season 3 kind of dropped the ball a bit, and I think some of
But
the
that was
stuff
Kathleen
they're
Kennedy.
Yeah. She messed around in that one too. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think at least they're trying to stay as true to Star Wars as possible, right? And that's what I'm happy with of them. And then Kathleen Kennedy comes in there and ruins everything. So I don't know. I just hope we get good Star Wars, and they need to start making the right decisions, guys. But you let us know what you think. Do you think that they made a mistake by getting rid of this show? Do you think a movie? Or do you think that, it was right? Yeah, we don't need to see any more of the sequel stuff, because I personally don't think we do. And we could get rid of the Rey stuff too as well. So let us know
If
what
you're
you
gonna throw it in
think.
the garbage can, put them all in the garbage can. Put it in the box.
Agreed.
Throw them at the end. Put
Agreed.
them in the middle of the ocean. Let's not talk about any of it.
Agreed. And what you do is you go into the past, 100 years of the past, or 100 years in the future, and you
100%.
start over.
New Republic or Old Republic?
Yes.
Add Dave Filoni. He knows what the hell he's talking about. Filoni knows how to do this. Let's go with Filoni, and Filoni I trust. F everybody else.
Agreed. 100%. So guys, let us know what you think in the comments, and we will be moving on to the next topic.
All right, the moment I've been waiting for this entire show. I wanted to get to this topic specifically. This says James Gunn seemingly addresses a potential exit from DC Studios following the Warner Brothers Discovery sales announcement. All right. So after years of speculation, it's been revealed that Warner Brothers Discovery is officially up for sale. Now DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has seemingly addressed his future at the company. Ever since Warner Brothers merged with Discovery Inc., rumors have run rampant about the potential sale of the storied Hollywood's company. The rumors started gaining traction when it was revealed that Paramount Global has submitted an offer for purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery, an offer that was ultimately rejected soon after sales intentions were confirmed by Warner Brothers Discovery board of directors. For some, talks of sales put into question the future of DC Studios, specifically that of co-CEO James Gunn and Peter Safran. People wonder whether a sale would mean that executives will be forced to leave their roles, or if they will be allowed to stay on and continue their plans for the DCU brand. Now that it appears James Gunn has addressed the possibility of him exiting the role in the future. During an interview with Boba Fett Talks YouTube channel, Gunn had asked whether the plot threads being established in projects like Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns would run until the release of Man of Tomorrow in 2027, or if they'll go further than that into a project, future projects. Gunn replied, yes. They definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow. So now, whether or not that will be me that's able to fulfill that promise depends on a lot of things in life. Okay. So basically, Gunn's response sparked speculation that he was trying to say, if I stay, when he said because he stopped himself. That's, however, not confirmed. It is worth mentioning that James Gunn is not necessarily be talking about Warner Brothers Discovery's potential sale. He could, after all, be simply commenting on the ever-changing nature of entertainment industry. that is important to stress. James Gunn did not in any way say he was leaving DC Studios during the interview. From what can be interpreted from his comments, he's simply alluding to the possibility of not staying on at the company, and that this could be for any amount of reasons, don't necessarily have to do with the Warner Bros. Discovery current situation. Now, that's true, but we already know Paramount Skydance has offered now $24. You know, so that $24 a unit would basically be about $60 billion. Okay, so that's how it kind of is right now. Is it possible that James Gunn couldn't be getting out? Because Paramount, you have to remember, Skydance, well, the guy, his father, the richest man in the world, is best friends with who? Donald Trump. Donald Trump will love for James Gunn to be out of a job as CEO for DC. All that is possible. So is it possible that Paramount Skydance buys DC, buys Warner Brothers Discovery all together, and all of a sudden he's out of job? What do you think about it?
You know what? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Personally, I think that even if they do sell it, I don't think you get rid of James Gunn right away. But to your point, like if they buy it after Supergirl comes out and it's a flop, and then the Batman comes out and it's not a flop, then you're right. It's like we got to reevaluate what we're doing here, right? Because we put all this money into this universe and it's not going anywhere. And then now we have this Elseworld stuff and it's making the most money. So it's not just oh yeah, they're gonna sell, James Gunn is fired and stuff like that. They're gonna move on. Because I know a lot of people are saying that because they want Zack Snyder back. And I'm telling you guys, even if James Gunn is gone, it's not going to be Zack Snyder. To get Henry Cavill back, to get Ben Affleck back, Ben Affleck will have to get into shape again to play Batman. He's over 50 years old. Do you think he wants to do that? So you can't even go back to Zack Snyder with that situation, right? So at the end of the day, I think you kind of maybe see where the James Gunn stuff goes. Maybe you drop his budget in the movies, right? Maybe you don't fire him, but maybe you drop the budget in his movie. Say, no, you got to work with this amount of budget. Because I know there's one thing that we never talked about yet, but that's what they're doing with the X-Flash movie. It's like, you got to drop this movie towards this budget or we're not doing it. So they could kind of do something like that with James Gunn. I just don't think that firing him right away after a sale might be the right choice to do.
Okay, so when someone purchases DC, let's say they do it for $70 billion. They're also accruing the $35 billion in debt they have. So that's $105 billion. So first thing you do when you get something like that is you trim all the fat. Also, the problem is if David Ellison buys it, with Skydance and all that stuff. Once again, his father, Larry Ellison, is Trump's best friend. And that it's already been said that Trump will want him out. And why would you do that for your friend? So I'm just saying, I don't think he survives if Paramount Skydance buys DC. Now, hopefully, well, if Netflix buys it, I also think that he could be out. If Apple or Prime, Amazon, or Comcast buys it, purchases it, then now we're talking about something that he could stay, that he's going to be able to get his overrun. And once again, I'm not a huge James Gunn fan. I'm just not. But I want him to get his entire vision out, so I could decide if I like it or not. I just don't. I feel like if you go in a direction, I spent time and all this stuff. I want to see what he has in store. If I like it, I'll tell you I like it. If I don't like it, I'll tell you I don't like it. But I don't want it to change direction because we just went through an entire reboot. And I have a feeling, a sneaking feeling, if the things go the way I think they might go, we will never have another universe like this from DC.
I agree.
Means I lose my Static Shock opportunity. I lose my Black Lightning opportunity. I lose my Icon opportunity. All that stuff goes out the way because we won't have joint universes anymore. So that matters to me. I want James Gunn to have an opportunity because I want him to maybe bring some of those guys in. because they don't have a lot of stuff behind it. You know, Icon's main run is about 41 issues. Static Shock's main run, first one, is on about 42 issues. There's not this huge run of this stuff, so he might want to bring some of these obscure characters that I love in. So my best chances with James Gunn, so I'm trying to stick with James Gunn. So whatever it does to allow him to be co-CEO and remain that, I'm with.
And I agree with you 100%, right? If you're going to have this vision, because I think we said the same thing kind of with Marvel, it's like you had this whole phase of Kang stuff, and then you just got rid of it so abruptly like that, when you could have found a way to, even if you had to recast Jonathan Majors, which I wouldn't have liked, but even if you had to do that, I think you still stick to the course, right? And we already know that Warner Brothers is quick to jump the gun and switch things around and do all kinds of stuff like that, right? Marvel made that same mistakes. We don't want to do that again, right? I don't think I want another rebooted DCEU universe again. You tried it once, didn't work. You're trying it again, didn't work. What's to say the third one's going to work? You know what I mean? I think
you
right
don't
now,
get
like,
it though. I think they'll do standalone movies. They
yeah,
go
I
back to
agree.
the Batman.
No, I agree with you 100%. I don't think you do it again. Now, I also think, again, we talked about it earlier in the show, that James Gunn is making some mistakes where you're focusing on not the right characters, right? And if you want to build up this universe right away, you build it up with the main three:
You
Superman,
go Batman,
Batman.
Superman, and Wonder Woman. 100%.
Yes, that's it. That's what you should be doing, right? But you're putting Supergirl in here now. We don't even know when a Batman movie is going to come out, because you're going to have the Batman 2 first, and then you're going to have his Batman. So we don't even know when that's going to come out. And we haven't even heard anything about Wonder Woman yet. So those to me is where he's making the
for
mistakes.
Batman, man. We don't have a casting for it yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
that's where
I
he's
think
making the mistakes.
Everything you're saying is 100% right. I mean, I think if he had a Batman movie behind this, we wouldn't be talking about, is Supergirl going to make enough money for it to matter?
Exactly.
Batman's going to make you $1 billion. You go there, you solidify your positioning, and you say, I put my thing down right here. I'm saying my flag is here planted. I'm going to be running DC for forever. No matter if you sell it to anyone else, you're going to need me because I'm going to be part of it. I'm the one who has all the ideas. He should have done that first. I think he was thinking that he was going to be able to have whatever he wanted, have 5 years to kind of build his universe, and he won't. He won't have that much time. So I think right now it's a coin flip. If Warner Brothers is sold, maybe he stays, maybe he goes, but most likely if Paramount Skydance takes it, he's gone.
No, I'm right there with you. It is a flip. Now, he gets saved if Supergirl does well. He gets saved. You know what I mean? Because even if they buy it, Supergirl did well, okay, we'll keep you. But again, it's depending on Supergirl when it should be depending on Batman. That's what it should be depending on. Right. So I think we're still a few years away, maybe, from this sale going through, possibly. You know what I mean? Even if they do confirm it, you still got to get all the assets and everything together. So before it finalizes, you got at least a year.
Bro,
so James
Trump's
Gunn
going to push that through no matter what. He's like, laws.
No, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I just think finalizing the deal and everything, getting all the access and everything together, it's not just going to be a simple, hey, let's sign it over. No, it takes a while to get all of that stuff taken care of and work through, lawyers and all of that crap. So I think
just enough time for Supergirl to come out.
Yeah,
enough time for Supergirl to come out, and that'll be it. But what if Lanterns is great and Lanterns is great, and Supergirl is not as great with the numbers, but it is critically a very good movie? Does he have opportunity to stay?
I think James Gunn probably always have a little opportunity to stay, but I think it's the money. You know what I mean? It depends on money. You could go and put a great Lantern show, but that's on streaming, so you can't really determine how much money it's going to make. Now, if you had did it in a movie, I would even say you could depend on that instead, right? I would prefer a Lantern movie than a Supergirl movie. I think Supergirl is the wrong choice to be the next movie. That's in my opinion. You know, I really think it's the wrong choice. So it's interesting.
Well, I think you have a really good point about this, and I worry about what DC is doing. I mean, DC has really put all the eggs in one basket, put it in the James Gunn basket. It's possible that they James Gunn has now been the face of DC because David Corso is a great actor, fine, whatever, did a great job being Superman. He's not a star. So what all they're doing right now is that for a star, it's James Gunn. They're really riding with him. So if they sell it, they want to get rid of what's going on with DC and they want to kind of have a new identity. First person you got to get rid of is James Gunn.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's unfortunate for him. I don't know.
And then do you really want to do a whole no collected universe again, right? Because a lot of people saw Marvel do it and figured it was easy to do, and it's not. It's not as easy as people thought it was. They tried a MonsterVerse, that didn't work. The first DCU didn't work, and there's a possibility that this one's not going to work. So it's not easy to put a connected universe together. It's just not. So you got to get the right people involved to do it. And I always said, I'm not 100% James Gunn is that guy to do it.
Well, guys, there's a lot more information coming up this, and more information is coming out every week. When you're talking about shares, if all of a sudden Skydance offers $26 to $27 a share, we're talking about $70 to $80 billion. I think this gets sold. If that's getting done, then all of a sudden James Gunn might be in trouble, and we might have to revisit this topic a little later. Till then, guys, put your comments in what you think about the sale of DC, how that's going to affect everything with our movies, our TV shows. Do they split it up? Do they put parts to it? Do they sell, okay, I'm going to give Comcast just the DCU? Am I going to buy, who's going to buy Warner Brothers proper? Are they going to split those two things up? Let us know what you guys are thinking right now. So like this video, subscribe to us, and see us on Saturday mornings, guys. You're going to have fun. We're going to have all type of topics. We're going to involve you. So please join us. Any comments you put in there, we will respond to. Till then, we're going to go to our last topic. Even though that was our last topic.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that was our last topic, guys. I think Brian is drinking some of that Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
It's brown. It's brown Kool-Aid. My bad, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man, it was a great show, Brian.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to get this in for you guys. But promise you, we'll be live next Saturday. Having a whole lot of good fun. Talk about all these topics. More things coming out. We got Dairy. We got the Talamasca. We got all more stuff with Warner Brothers. More stuff will come up with Spider-Man. We'll talk about all those things. Maybe some more streaming numbers and more. So we'll do that. I want to thank Nzo for being here with me. I didn't have to put any AI in here because this man is here. He's always there. And I didn't say anything crazy. Nothing today. Yet.
And as it should be, you know what I mean? Because I never say anything crazy. Everything I say is on point. I know the chat always agrees with everything I say.
You are wrong. All of you are wrong.
I even have a clip on my channel with Brian saying that Nzo was always right. So you guys can go check that out too. Just to let you know, it's not just me. It's not just me. But yeah, it was a great
I have something
show,
for
man.
Nzo. I will have it on Monday. Trust me, guys. Spoiler Kings. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just wait. And it's him saying all the words. We'll love it.
We will see about that one.
Till then, guys, thank you for watching the Rewind, and we'll see you guys again next week. Peace.
Peace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.